Hello everyone and welcome to episode 3 of my beginner's guide to Florida. So today we're going to talk about accommodation. So we'll go through hotels, pros and cons, suites and villas. So first, which is our favourite, we'll talk about hotels. Pros for this are obviously you've got a wider range of hotels around the state of Florida. You've got all your amenities on site, which is your pools, suitable for all ages. So you'll have your kiddies pool, your adults pool, and normally you've got 2 or 3 selection with each one of the hotels. For those who want it, some hotels have gyms, fitness centres, you've got your arcades, shops and a bar, which is normally on site. And again, with the newer hotels, you've probably got a selection of 2 or 3, including your pool bars. Location, obviously all around. If you stay on iDrive, for example, which means you probably wouldn't need a car, depending on where you want to go. iDrive, you can get transport for pretty much everywhere. They're cheaper sometimes, depending where you look, and you can have different size rooms, so you can go from your 2 beds or your family suites, depending on what the hotel's catered for. What we found with most hotels in America, they generally do come with 2 king size beds or queen size beds. You've got your bathroom in there, and they usually have a little kitchenette area, which includes your sink, sometimes a microwave and a mini fridge, and most rooms have safes. The cons of if you had a large family, you might need multiple rooms, which is going to hike up your costs. Or if you do have a bigger family and you all cram into the same room, a lot of beds, some have pull-out beds as well. You could be on top of each other for the duration of the holiday. So those are the only cons really that we see that you have with hotels. So carrying on with the hotels, you've got your on-site hotels. So we'll start with Disney. There's 20 resorts across the Disney property that start from value, moderate, deluxe villas, and there's a campground as well. I believe you can have RVs on the campground. So the best things about this, obviously you're going to get your Disney experience, and with your Disney experience you get extra magic hours on select days for certain parks, so you can check those, which means you can get into the parks sometimes an hour early before the general public go in. If you book onto a Disney site as well, you get magic bands included. They are the basic magic bands, not the like character ones, but you do get those included. Staying with the hotels as well, if you are driving, you do get free parking. Now, if I see this could be a bit of a con as well, not as in a con, as in pros and cons, because if you stay on Disney property, you've got transport pretty much to every single park, including Disney Springs, from your hotel, because there are buses. But if you do stay on Disney, you get free parking. You can buy stuff in the parks as well and get it delivered to your room. So if you get there early and think, I'll have my shopping spree now, buy all your stuff, give it to guest services, and they will get it shipped back to your room. I'm not sure how long it takes, whether you'll get the same day, because we did stay on Universal property and we didn't get it until the following day. So just check that with guest services before you do that. You also get your priority booking of dining, so you can book your dining up to 180 days prior to your departure, and you also get an extra 30 days, so you get 60 days for fast passes. If you don't stay on Disney site, it's 30 days, but if you are staying on Disney hotel, you get an extra 30 days, so you can book your days on 60. And also, the best part that we're looking forward to when we stay on Disney is you get to ride the Magical Express into the Disney parks. Yes, it's just a coach, and it's like getting your coach from the airport to your hotel, but with the Disney, it's Magical Express. Also, with staying on the Disney resort, you get to take part in the Disney dining plan. Again, there's 3 levels. There's the budget, the dining plan, and then the deluxe dining plan. We'll go through this in another vlog when we talk about restaurants and stuff. But those are the 3 different costs. If you book your hotel in April, sometimes the Disney dining plan is free. It's not always guaranteed, but that includes the basic. So you'll get your basic for free, and then you can pay to upgrade it to the moderate and the deluxe version. That is that for the Disney hotels. Universal, which is another resort, which now has up to 6 hotels, 3 deluxe and 3 budget moderate. So you've got Royal Pacific, Portofino Bay and Hard Rock. They're your deluxe hotels. These are the only hotels you can stay on that include the fast passes. These are all unlimited fast passes as well, which is a big plus because the fast passes themselves are $100 a day per person. Other 3 hotels, you've got Sapphire Falls, Cabana Bay, and the new one that's just opening this year, which is Aventura. They do not have the fast passes included. The only difference that you get with those is with all the hotels, they include early entry. Now, early entry differs between Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios, depending on whether it's Hogwarts or Hogsmeade. I think you can only find that out on the day. So just check with your hotel on the morning to see which one's gaining early entry for that day, or the night before if you want to plan ahead to see who's letting you in early. Not all the rides are open as well, so I don't think that you're going to get free run of the park. It's usually select rides as well, but mainly it's to get into the Harry Potter areas before everyone else. With those hotels as well, you get free transportation to obviously the Disney parks, the Universal parks, sorry. This will also include SeaWorld and Aquatica. Not sure if it includes Busch Gardens. I have looked into that. We've always drove if we've gone to Busch Gardens. It's about an hour and a half drive, and I think it's a lot longer if you go on the coach. So because of the distance, we prefer to go in the car, plus it gives you your own time constraints rather than being tied down to leaving at a certain time or coming back at a certain time. Again, the same with the Disney hotel, you get your package delivery, and like I said, from the parks. When we ordered it, I don't know whether it was the time of day, but when we asked for it to be sent to the room, it was delivered the following morning. So again, check that when you're buying your gifts and get services when you hand them over. So as I say, you get early entry into the Harry Potter sections and some of the rides. You also get early entry into Volcano Bay. Now, with all the other hotels, except Cabana Bay, you have to get a bus to the entrance of the park, go through the main entrance. If you're a Cabana Bay guest, it's actually over the road, so you go through the back gate of the hotel at Cabana Bay, and there's a back entrance that you can go to. We have stayed there twice, and we do love that hotel. And with the deluxe hotels, another one of the perks is you do get preferred seating in some of the restaurants. It doesn't say which restaurants they are, so again, when you check in, just ask at guest services or your reception when you're checking in. With these hotels, there are resort fees. They range from $25 to about $11, I think it was at Cabana Bay, but this includes your car parking. Again, you have to pay for car parking, and it also includes your use of your gym and stuff like that, so you get that for free. So that is your Universal. iDrive, we've stayed in iDrive 4 times since we've been there. And we've chose 4 different hotels with each of our stays. It's a lot cheaper than staying on the Disney or Universal resort, and it is super close to Universal and SeaWorld. Bit further to Disney World, obviously, but it's a smashing location for all of your restaurants. For example, and lots of nightlife. So you've got your Wonderworks, you've got all your mini golfs. There's about 4 or 5 different mini golfs. Oodles restaurants. There's a shopping plaza called Point Orlando, and Ripley's, believe it or not, places like that. You can get up and down the strip as well on there with the iRide. You can buy day, weekly, or 2 weekly passes for that, and it is fairly cheap. When we go through the different bits of transport on one of my other videos, we'll go through the costings of that as well. Loads of choice, which is one of the main perks. Our favourite is Resident Point Orlando, which we're going to stay again next year. We've stayed at a hotel which used to be a Best Western, which was about 4 or 5 doors down, which is called the Avanti now, which has now changed names. We've stayed at the Rosen Inn International, which is the one at the far end by nearest Universal. Used to be over the road from Wet n Wild, which is now closed. And then we've also stayed at the Rosen Inn Plaza, which is at the other end by SeaWorld, opposite the convention centre. So all different types of hotels. In terms of the best one for location and family and pool and stuff like that is Point Orlando, in my opinion. The International down the other side, it was okay. One of our ones that wasn't our favourite was the Plaza. It's more of a business hotel. I think this is mainly because it's over the road from the convention centre. So when we were there was a lot of convention business people there, and it's got its own convention rooms as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on in there. So that was our least favourite. And the Avanti was the very first one we stayed in, which was the Best Western then. And it was budget to a budget hotel. I think we paid about £500 per person for that hotel, including the flights and everything when we went, and you could see why. It was very run down. The doors were holes in the doors and stuff, horrible. So they gutted that place and redid it, and then it was renamed. So that's the iDrive. You have got a choice of suites, so you've got the Comfort Inn suites, etc. The pros of this, the suites are a combination of hotel apartments, so you've got like a living room and things, a bit like the suites that you can get in some of the hotels now, like Cabana Bay, the family suite. So you get a separate bedroom with a sliding door, which has your bathroom and your toilet area. The door closes, and then you've got a kitchen and a living area. So that's pretty much what the suites are like, except I think you do have the what do you call them, like the cooker tops. I think you do have those in the suites, but you have to check from hotel to hotel. The only con with that is there's less choice because there's not many of them around, but again it depends how many people are going, I suppose, and if you want to share. So the final part is villas. I've only stayed in one villa since for the duration of the holiday, and that was when I went with my parents, my sister and her partner at the time. That was quite a while back in the 90s. Yeah, it was fun. You're home from home. It had 5 bedrooms. I believe you can have anything up to 5 or 6 bedrooms, depending on your groups. When we've looked at booking with groups of friends, when we've gone with groups of friends, it's only cheaper, we found, when you book these independently. If you book them through a travel company, I don't think they're any cheaper. We haven't looked at them any cheaper, but if you go directly to that villa, you're obviously booking that separate, and then you book your flight on top of that. So the pros of this, you get to relax in your home comforts, in your living room. They usually have games rooms with like a foosball table, pool table, dartboard. Some of them have games consoles, DVD players. Obviously loads of room, so you can chill out in your own area if you need to. It's better for groups. You get your own private pool. I think they're better if you like your chill out days and you don't just want park after park and you just want to, you know, relax, maybe just have a lazy day around the pool, have a few drinks and things, and a break from the parks. Obviously, if you want to call it a con, you're going to need a car if you stay in a villa for accessibility, because you haven't got the bus stops because they're usually out the way. You have to do your own laundry unless you stay on these. Some plots do have like a gated area, so you do get your amenities and your bars and things. So it's a bit like a little community, but you'd have to check from villas the different sites that you stay on. Sometimes pool heating is extra. With families, if you've got kids, consider the gated communities for the villas, because you usually get bigger pool areas, like a communal pool rather than a private one. And some of them have tennis courts and things, and I've seen one that has a cinema area, a bar and stuff like that, so check that. So that's it for hotel and accommodation. We won't go through tickets, but I thought I'd keep them shorter just so it's easy to digest. And next week we'll go through the park tickets in full, the different types of tickets you can get, how they work, fast passes, etc., and the different sites to use to book your tickets in our experiences. So again, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, like, comment, put your questions in as we ask in other videos. So thanks for watching, see you soon.